Hey, what's good, y'all? It's C Will, and this is the Passive Income Network. On this channel, we talk about creating assets that produce passive income. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, and leave a comment and say what's good. On this video, we're talking about folks' finance and Algorand's liquid governance. What we're going to be doing is I'm going to walk you through the whole platform, show you what each tab means and how to use the platform. And then by the end of this video, I'm going to give you the formula to how to get an extra yield on your Algorand governance using folks' finance, borrowing, and lending platform. Okay, y'all, let's tap in. We are now on folks' finance. So we're going to walk you through the whole platform from beginning to end. So what we have to do is click the app. Get your little pop-up. Let's close this pop-up. Okay, so now we are on folks' finance. For those who have not connected a wallet, please make sure that you do. Connect, and I'm going to use my Algo wallet. All right, connect. Select your account, connect, boom. Okay, here we are. You see that we're connected over here on the right side. All right, so y'all, this is folks' finance. This first tab over here to your left is the markets. Talks about the total deposited and then the total borrowed, right? And then you can see down here all the coins and LP tokens that are available to deposit, right? The next tab is your dashboard. So since I have started a new account with this for this video, I have a lot of zeros on here. So you can see it clearly from the beginning. My deposits are zero. Right here, you can see the deposit information to your right, my deposit, my borrows, my stake deposits, and then my lock deposits, okay? The next tab over is the deposit tabs. You can see your wallet balance. I have 1,000 algos there for this video. And it would show you what else I have. You see, I got a little USDC just sitting in there, right? And then to the right side of the screen, it shows your deposit information. And so it does it down to the next level. All right. So then the next tab over is farm deposit. This is where things get good. You know, after you deposit tokens, you then receive a F token, which is a representation of your algos or your USDC or whatever you have deposited. You farm here. And you also have the option to lock and earn a little bit more yield. But again, on the right side of the screen, you will see what's happening, right? And then here's the borrow tab. It shows you what you can borrow, the asset name, what's available to borrow, the borrow APR, what you would owe and earn in terms of rewards and cashbacks and things of that nature. Right side of the screen, again, shows you what you're borrowing over there. Then here, the next tab is Rewards Aggregator. The Rewards Aggregator is something that we're not going to totally worry about on this video, but once you repay back your loans, you basically are incentivized with receiving F tokens that you can then vest or swap out for algos, okay, or whatever other token that is. And then I'm going to skip one tab. We're going to go to Community Treasury. Right. So this is the fees that the platform has been collecting and earning some type of revenue. Now it's locking in the treasury for future usage. Right. Now, here's the big thing. Algo liquid governance. OK, so folks finance has put us in a situation where we can be liquid, right? Have access to our liquidity once we have staked it or committed it for governance. So it's kind of like you can earn your rewards, but also you still have your algos to make moves for. And that's what we're going to do in this video, give you a little secrets of how you can increase your yields, and while also making sure you're not hit by the volatilities and impermanent losses and things of that nature. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is break this down. Current algo governance phase. We're in G4 commitment phase. Voting will be later than the G4 rewards, the G4 rewards. All right, so your Algorand will be committed for governance between July 14th, 3, and July 14th at between 9, so about a 6-hour window. Right now it shows here that your wallet balance is 1,004.82 algos. And then you can see here with these question marks, you mint G algo at a 1-to-1 rate, guaranteeing yourself rewards irrespective of what you do with the G-Algo. If you still have the G-Algo at the end of the governance periods, you will be able to burn them at a 1-to-1 rate. So essentially, like it says, 1-to-1. And you can see the commitment here with the other governors. You can see the base APR rewards. And then here we have an additional APR earned from the Aeneas rewards program with another 9% on there, right? Then on the bottom, you can see Algorand and how many governors so far, 22,000. The right side of the screen is my G-Algo, and this is where it gets good. Once I start to mint, you'll get a balance there. You can see the algo committed and claim. Always read all the question marks, the amount of algos you have committed, whose rewards have already been claimed compared to the amount of algos you have committed, right? So check that out. So what we're gonna do is mint, right? I'm gonna go slide this bar here, and I'm gonna do 1,000 algos, or I can type 1,000 algos, and that's $310 for this video, right? Click mint. We're gonna sign this transaction here. You can see the 1,000 algos up there. And for those who have already opted into G-Algo, great job. Otherwise, when you do mint this, you would have to opt in. Okay, I have already opted in. So as you see here, now that I minted my 1,000 algos, I can see a balance here, 1,000 G-Algos. So I still have liquidity, right? That's the good part about liquid governance. I minted my algos. I should earn my, my base reward at the time of this video is 37% plus the 9. It will go down once, we're in the next 3 days of this cycle when governance really starts, right? And as you see here, you got algos committed. 1,000 is committed, so I'm good. The 0 is here because I have not claimed any rewards. We can't do that yet. And as these question marks show you, at the end of the period, you can unmint, or you can unmint anytime, but you will not receive rewards for your unminted G-Algos. Note that you can only unmint up to the maximum amount of your commitment. All other G-Algos can be burned after the governance period, okay? So if I wanted to unmint, that's what it would do there. All right, so since I have minted, what's next? What we're gonna do is go to the deposit tab. You can see your wallet balance, 1,000 G-Algos. That's $310. So click here, and we're gonna deposit. So we slide the scale all the way to the right, and we'll have our 1,000. Opt in. We're gonna opt in, and this smart contract is where we locking in with the algos. All right. Boom. Now we're going to deposit. Pop up for your My Algo wallet. Sign in transactions. We do Algorand 4.4 seconds. We ain't tripping about that. So success. You successfully deposited 1,000 G-Algo. Now, this is where it comes into play. My deposit information up here to the right. You can see the percentage, 1,000 G-Algo, which is a folks G-Algo now. It's FG-Algo, which is your representation of the governance algo, which is your representation of the algo, right? So we're like 2 layers deep right now. But again, you can see my deposits. I'm earning 0% APR on this one because I'm already getting my governance rewards. But what we're gonna do now is go to the borrowing tab. This is where the play comes in to earn the extra yield. Go to borrow. And what we're gonna do to be the safest borrow, we're gonna borrow Algo, right? So you see the liquidation margins, you see the borrow APR, you see a lot of data and information here. So we're having our G-Algo that we just deposited, you see this 1,000 algos here as our collateral, okay? And then we're gonna borrow Algo here. We're gonna slide this scale. And what we're gonna do is borrow up to 2/3 of our G-Algo. So that would be 66%. Right here, 66%, so almost 500 algos. Let's be safe for this video, we're gonna borrow 500 algos. And as you see down here, the liquidation margin, change in collateral versus borrow value and liquidation to price, right? So you gotta be safe with these things. Annual percentage rate paid varies due to market dynamics. So we got this thing will be different. I'm on the more riskier side, and you can move this scale and it will help your liquidation margin to lower risk, right? But we're gonna leave it here up into medium risk. But I'm only borrowing 500, which is You can see here your max borrow is 742. So out of 1,000, what it's saying is you can borrow up to 742, which is about 70% of your collateral, right? So let's continue. We're gonna then add this into an escrow account. Now this is like some real estate stuff here to make sure that we all good, okay, you dig? Sign the transaction. That happens in a few seconds as always. And then we're going to borrow, complete the process, sign. And always things happen in the background, making it happen. The blockchain is where it's at. Shout out to the Algo fam. So you have successfully borrowed 500 Algo. This is where the play comes in, y'all. So we borrowed Algo. Again, you can see the borrow APR, the weighted average of the annual interest rate you are paying. So I'm paying about 3% for this loan right here, 2.9%. Then now that we have more Algos, right? We just borrowed 500. We're gonna go back to Algorand's liquid governance. And we are now going to implement this play. Now we see 500 more Algos here. We're gonna mint and put 500 Algos on here again. That's 500 Algos. Mint. Sign the transaction. This is good, y'all. This is real good. And then once we're pending, success. Now I have another 500 G Algos there. What did I do, y'all? What I did was I minted my Algos, right? And got my G Algos. I took those 1,000, borrowed against it, okay? And now I have another 500 Algos, and I reminted again, and I flipped that process. So what I'm going to do is earn governance rewards on my 1,000 Algos that I have, right? Then I borrowed Algorand, reminted, and I'm gonna have another 500 rewards that I'm going to earn on. So that's another, percentage of money. That's how you increase the yield, right? And then the good part is that I don't have to truly worry about much volatility, because they say if Algorand drops down to 20 cents, so does my G Algo. If Algorand shoots up to 60 cents, so does my G Algo. So I have balance when it comes to my scales, which means I don't have to truly worry about being liquidated, okay? So what we're gonna do now is show you the last part of the play. So now that I have G Algos here, we're gonna go back to deposit, okay? We're gonna then deposit the 500 G Algos I just borrowed to increase our borrowing capacity again. And then this next move will be at your discretion. You can, make sure, it's so many options right here, but we're gonna stick to the Algos on the G Algo. All right, y'all, so then we deposited our 500 G Algo. So now we have more Algo, remember? And then we borrowed Algo. And then this last play, we're gonna borrow some UST. Not all of it again. We're gonna use the Folks Governance Algo as our collateral again. We're gonna borrow, I'm gonna go again about, let's do 100 UST, all right? And then this is a double play. We have to then opt in. For those who haven't opted in on some assets, that's what you gotta do. So we're gonna opt in. We're gonna then send the rest of these G Algos to an escrow, okay? Add to the escrow, sign the transaction. And then we are gonna borrow UST, which is a stable coin, US Tether, right? It's a stable coin back 1-to-1 to the US dollar. And why? Well, we're gonna do this so we can earn a little bit more yield there. Complete this plan in this cycle of taking the 1,000 Algos, earning a reward on it. Then we're gonna take that and borrow Algo, get more G Algos so we can use it as collateral to borrow more money and less volatile assets, right? So now we borrowed 100 UST off of the rest of our collateral. We have to then go to deposit. We're gonna then deposit our 100 UST. Opt in, sign the contracts here. All right, did that go through? Okay, let's deposit, opt in. We're gonna sign, and then we will deposit the USDT, so that way we can earn more yield. Sign. And remember, y'all, this is something, that we're going to do a few times a year. Okay. So it takes a little maintenance, but I'm explaining it. So we taking our time with it. Okay. Now you can see that I have a total deposit here, right? Earning a little reward. We have to then go to farm deposit. It's a lot of back and forth, but we make it happen. As you see, we can get 15% APR on our borrowed UST. So what we have to do, we have to then stake, right? Stake, sign the transactions. This is good, y'all. This is real good. All right, stake, and then we will finish the transaction. It was a success. All right, so let's go to the dashboard. As you see, we have made some moves. We have a borrow balance, a deposit balance. We have our rewards earning and governance. So, you know what I mean? We used our algos multiple times. We deposit in governance. We then borrowed against it to deposit more in governance to earn a more yield. And then we borrowed against that to get some UST and earn 15% there, as you see down here in my stake deposits. And then we go back to liquid governance and boom. So what you do, well, at the end of this play, at the end of the quarter, you claim your rewards and everything that you borrowed, the UST, the algos, you return them, right, to the platform, and then you keep that 8 to 10%, that 15% that you earn from making this move happen. That's how you do it, y'all. So please leave any comments, any questions below. If you want me to help you work on your strategy, always tap in. Again, big shout out to Folks Finance, Benedetto. Make sure y'all go check out that interview out that we just had, and always tap in for the giveaways and everything with the Passive Income Network. All right, y'all. It's C. Will. I am come. Algorand. See the crypto, a digital face. 2021 fiat replace. Had to have it. Bank account by Algorand. Large amounts.